I fired him right away. I was just like, I can't let this person stay with me because they will cause issues for everyone else. So gone. Hire another one, hire another one. Keep looking, keep finding. And I found people who began to really take the load off of me, and I was able to do more with my time. The whole concept of paying people for your time.
I do want to get into a bit of how like complex your job is. Cause obviously I watch your stories, I look at your social media, and there's a million things going on while you're at work. You're
Yeah.
like on one job site, you go to another job site, there's 10,000 people there, a bunch of other people over here. How do you, as a business owner, how do you manage all of these wheels turning at the same time? It seems like you're one of those guys with the plates, and you're just like holding on to all these plates, and it's like a balancing act. So I think that's something a lot of business owners struggle with, is managing expectations, managing jobs, managing people, managing their health, like you mentioned, managing their own desires and wants. How do you manage all of that with the craziness that you've built for yourself, right? Because ultimately you built this ship and now it's like, well, I have to manage it. So
Yeah.
How do you do that?
There's a double-edged sword to that. You build the infrastructure and now you got to keep it alive. I'll say, not only is it crazy from what it looks like on Instagram and YouTube, it's bigger than that. There's actually a lot more things going on that I don't share. We build a lot of apartment buildings. We have partnerships with other builders where we're just funding and they're building, and we have great experiences with that as well. So we're just producing product wherever we can and whenever we can. There's definitely more behind the scenes than even meets the eye. And I think that I like that. I like not posting everything. I like kind of having a little bit to keep to myself. The real trick behind it, truthfully, is it's all about who you hire. It's about how you actually build the infrastructure of your business to allow you to do that. There was a book that was recommended to me. I went to the Las Vegas Builders Convention and I met with a builder out in Ohio. He was integral, truthfully, to me being able to actually do this because I met him. I thought that he was super interesting. I asked him for his number. We chatted and I was like, I know how to build 30 homes at a time. I know what I'm doing. And he goes, oh, that's really cool, man. Yeah, like we're doing 100 something. I'm like, what? How? And he goes, aha. This is a good question. Well, one, I'll state that the product he's building versus the product I'm building are two different products. As we learned, there's multiple different levels to each business. And he was building a business similar to what you see with KB Homes or Toll Brothers or companies along that nature. They're building multiple homes and they're doing tract development. So it's a little bit different. He's owning a whole bunch of property and he's putting plots on there and things like that, where I am buying infill lots, which is individual pieces of land. I'm buying one house for its current value and I'm ripping it down and putting in a new house. So there's a different equation to what 100 really easy homes look like and versus what 30 homes look like on a custom level. But regardless, building 100 homes is a difficult task. So he recommended a book by Gino Wickman called Traction, which I read. And not only did I read the book, I bought the audio. I tried to understand this whole thing. And at the end of my process of trying to really absorb what Traction talks about, which is genuinely about creating infrastructure, procedures, creating a real formed company, what a lot of these mentors of construction businesses talk about, I realized I don't have the capacity to really create what it is I need to. I need to hire somebody to help me. So I started looking for implementers of this Traction, and well, I'm cheap and I didn't want to pay for it. So I said, okay, I understand there's a lot that goes into what Traction is all about and how to build this infrastructure. And I would say we're a pretty lean and mean company. Like we have 10, 15 people working for us at a time, but a lot of people wear many different hats. So back then I didn't have any. It was me and I probably had an assistant maybe. And I said, okay, I need to make my first real hire. I need to make my first big hire that's going to change the face of my company. That's going to change how I can operate, where I can remove myself 1 degree. I called another builder who I had seen was kind of doing this already. His name was Brad from AFT Construction. We laugh about this now, but he basically said hire someone above you. Hire someone that's better, smarter, faster, stronger, everything. Whatever you think you can do, hire someone better. So I hired someone. I hired someone super expensive, thinking this guy is going to change how my company operates. I'm going to be so excited. I'm going to be able to come into work and just sit down and maybe nap. Who knows? And he spent 3 months at the company. And I wouldn't say it was a waste of time. Like I said, opportunities, take what you want from it. And I learned a lot. I learned that where this guy was trying to take the business in terms of management and all those things was just not for me. It wasn't the right fit. So I learned I don't need that guy. So I started what I call the hire and fire process. I hired people, and the second I found that they weren't the right culture fit or you didn't have the right stuff, I fired them right away. I was just like, I can't let this person stay with me because they will cause issues for everyone else. So gone. Hire another one. Hire another one. Keep looking, keep finding. And I found people who began to really take the load off of me, and I was able to do more with my time. You know, the whole concept of paying people for your time. I was able to find people where I could say, here's what I would do when I was in your position. I would sit on the job site and I'd broom the rooms, and I would fill the gaps and all the voids of the bottom plates. And I would make sure that before we put insulation in, we're blowing out all the sawdust, and I'd make sure that everything is clean behind the fireplaces before we insulate, and make sure that I marked out everything on the floors, and I marked out everything on the studs before drywall, so that way if there was something missing when the drywallers installed it, I could tell them when they're there, hey, cut this open, make this better. Whatever it was, all these little tasks that I was spending my time on, that I spent a lot of time on the job sites doing, I could give to somebody else. I didn't need this guy who can run a company. I needed someone who can eliminate my time from the job site so I can go do another one. That was really the trick, finding people to take the time to do it. And with that came hiring laborers, because I couldn't trust subcontractors to do something. So I began to hire my own laborers, and now they produce and they do this. And now my managers are growing and experiencing more and learning more. And as the company grows, I continue to look for people who are capable of executing, because that's what I've learned is the better thing. I think that everyone has their own skill sets to how to do it, and you kind of, as the leader, you have to come in and help them. Kind of learning how to do that was, I think, the biggest way that I was able to grow the business.